fucking PSA for ladies.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Lauren needs PSA for ladies?
No, a PSA is a public service announcement. Oh my gosh, babe.
How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. I was just getting a rundown on something.
Did you just say I need a PSA?
I guess we're about to start and we're in PSA. And so what's your public service announcement?
Well, because you saw like that, you're like, oh, what is that? Yeah, my boob tape assaulted me. I mean, I'm sure that I'm not the only one. I mean, ladies, which I'm sure there will be a lot in the chat. It's like, yeah, I didn't want to wear a bra the other day with my shirt. And so, yeah, that's what boob tape is for. Uh-huh. And then I went to bed and it was like there and I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable. And, you're not supposed to like rip it off. You're just supposed to like, yeah, I know.
So not like a Band-Aid?
No, because it's very tender. So, yeah, it assaulted me.
Shout out to all, bless your souls as women, because as a man, we just don't have to go through this stuff. This stuff just doesn't exist. So, bless your souls, the things you do, especially to look good, and probably for, men. I'm sure it's for self, too, but, really, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, because men can't really do that much unless they're going to go to the gym and work out or, I don't know, grow a beard. Beard and, hair changes for men, really changes their look.
Oh, I mean, there's definitely a lot of things men can do to look different, but, I mean, in terms of,
boob tape.
Taping
well, I don't
taping
know.
something up, or... I don't know. I mean, they do make... those shirts that are undershirts that are supposed to keep everything tight for men.
Yeah, so but a lot of men tape things nowadays if they're transitioning.
That's probably true.
That's what I was getting at. Hello. Glad I randomly remembered. I said, oh, good. Yeah, I know. Well, this is real talk, right? This is 3D talk. This is 3D life, yeah.
Yeah, there's 3D life, 5D,
I'm sure my
spiritual.
Ancestors are boob tape. What the hell? What is that? They're probably this chick's crazy.
Back in my day, we didn't even have bras.
Right, yeah, they were just...
and we liked it.
Yeah, I know. Well, so boob tape is just where you are free, but just not as...
We used to walk 15 miles in the snow, both ways uphill with no bra. Mm-hmm. And we liked it.
With a basket on our head. Yeah, imagine that. I know. What's going on, guys? Crazy. How about... yeah, gosh, I'm just hello. I'm just so excited to just right? Just what do you guys want to know? How about that?
How was your kazimi day with a Pluto station retrograde?
What is a kazimi? What is a kazimi?
Wow.
The kazimi.
Let me tell you guys what a kazimi is.
Yes.
A kazimi is with Mercury, because you can get a Venus kazimi. I will say that Mercury and Venus are the two, but you get more, of course, Mercury kazimis, 3 to 4 a year, where you get one Venus kazimi every 18 months. So what a kazimi is when one of the inner planets from the Earth, being Mercury or Venus, pass the Earth in transit. So there's the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth. When Mercury, it's doing right now, is coming around, zipping around 88 days around that sun. Just running
like your Uber guy last night.
Oh, Charlie was quick, and he wasn't Uber, he was DoorDash, and that dude dashed. The
message he wrote
dashed.
you.
He was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'll read that message later.
Yeah, it was.
He was great.
And
when he showed up, he was not who I thought he was going to be.
Yeah. No, he was legit.
So, 88 days around the sun is Mercury. Planets don't actually retrograde, right? I assume most of you know that. But from Earth's point of view, when a planet like Mercury passes Earth, it appears when we look in the sky, if we could really see Mercury, which we can every now and then, but it's rare. It's usually right before it retrogrades and right after. it would look like it's going backwards from our view. A good example is Mars. When Mars retrograde, it was the closest, and it was going, and then stopped, and then went back and got bright, and So, anyways, it's when Mercury passes the Earth. So it's that point where it's in perfect alignment in a conjunction, right? Because that's what we had today. Mercury conjunct the Sun, but it's retrograde, meaning that it's between the Sun and the Earth. So that is a kazimi. Kazimi means in the heart of. So it's in the heart, literally, the sun, right? Leo, the heart.
Yeah.
So our mind is going, more internal to understand situations, going back, figuring different things out.
Intuition is heightened.
Yeah, I would say that Mercury retrograde does heighten intuition because the linear mind is kind of what has to take a stall. Mm-hmm. But the creative mind can start to really explore.
Yeah.
And intuitive thinking, I agree. So it is like the sun burning through the messenger, Mercury Hermes, a message to the participants of Earth.
Yeah.
Us.
To all of those.
So it's when our mind's in the heart and it's in our soul, and our soul is getting a message, and it's being really from God. If you think about the sun or Yeshua, it's that sun energy burning through Mercury and coming back to us. So it's a potent day. It's also in ancient astrology like a combust Mercury. Mercury conjunct the sun, combust. So there,
about that
it has its
people.
confusing elements, to it as well, and lack of understanding. And I think it's really one of those days where you have to trust your soul on the matter, because the mind can wander off and it's not clear. Everything's kind of blown out. It reminds me of I up the ISO on one of these cameras, so it's just blown out.
Yeah.
Our mind can kind of blow out and be over, proportionate on situations. But there's also the element that we're getting a deep message from, God, source energy, the sun, that's trying to help us illuminate. And in Taurus, it's definitely self-worth and confidence. I know my self-worth was tested today, so
yeah,
I had to remember my values and
of course
what I believe I'm doing, and not, listen to a bunch of chatter in the world. They can have their opinion.
Oh, right. You always say that everybody is allowed to, their own, which, of course.
So that's a kazimi to me.
And I feel like when you were saying right, how it can be, whether it's confusing or, maybe not total clarity, how you said the blown out thing. Not if this maybe will relate or not. I mean, it's kind of in the same realm of what I'm going to get to. But when I was reading this thing about Yods, this Yod astrologer, that's all they study are Yods, and this, she phrased it, and I was like, that is a very good way of looking at a lot of things, not just a Yod. But it says, and I'm going to butcher it. I wish that I don't
paraphrasing.
know. She was like, it's like a stove, and when you're close, she was talking about conjunctions. That's what it was. I think it was conjunctions, but it was particularly in terms to a Yod, but obviously it can be with anything. That when you're on top of the stove, right? It's fucking hot. You can feel it. It is burning. You are there. And then, the farther you go away, you can still feel the heat, but it's it's cooling off at the same time. And I was like, I love that analogy. I was like, right, because we've been talking about conjunctions, oppositions, all that. And that, right, how, because all of these astrologers 3 degrees for Yods. They were and then this other astrologer was no, it's 8 degrees. And they were going back and forth, and they're no, that's in so-and-so, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, any kind of orb, whether it's aspect or whatever, it is kind of up to the astrologer's interpretation, but it's definitely documented pretty well that quincunxes are 2.5 degrees, and you get 2 quincunxes in a Yod, those inconjuncts. So, I mean, I tend to think if it's such a potent aspect, right? If it's serious, finger of God kind of stuff here, it's probably going to be pretty tight. It's probably pretty close to exact. Like, that's some fate, you know?
And
in my opinion.
I mean, and I feel like everybody is, I mean, I go down different rabbit holes, and I'm, you know, on that rabbit hole now because I'm discovering the midpoints of when which I felt like, I thought I had 2 Yods, but I'm going to go with I just have 1 because that other one is like, and I'm okay.
Well, the other one's interesting to me, and like we pointed it out and we looked at it because yes, you know, from your Mars to your Pluto, it's over 3 degrees. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But, or maybe it's your sun. Mm-mm. No, it's your sun, your Pluto, not your Mars. But that Pluto does hit that 23 degree of your Pisces, which is the exact midpoint of your sun,
Mars. 20
Mars.
And my Pluto's 23.
So like that second Yod, like, is it like perfect to one planet? No, but is it on the like sweet spot in the middle of 2? Yes. So.
Well, I just think too, like with Yods, it's like, it's almost like people are
That's
upset.
a sensitive point. We'll just put it that way.
Yes. And I just think that people are like, what? I thought I had one and I didn't. It's like, it's not it's not like you
Honestly.
want, you don't want to manifest a Yod.
I gotta be honest with everybody. Like, from what I've noticed in people, you don't really want, you don't want a Yod. No. They're very uncomfortable.
Very.
There's 2 ways it goes. Usually people with Yods seem to pretty much know exactly who they are, or what their fate is, or their mission. Like, there's a knowing.
They have like a big creative energy.
There is, and there's like a pretty strong like soul presence. Like, they're not like gonna mess around too much. Like, they know what they're kind of here to do, and they do it, and they can be very serious. And then there's the other half of that spectrum that has Yods.
And it's crisis.
It is just
literally, you know,
it's not fun. Yeah.
You know when something has activated your Yod.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, you don't even, I mean, yes, of course somebody can like tell you, but the Yod holder knows when, and it is crisis that comes then with like, you know, because if you're not on your path with the Yod, you get redirected. Oh, I'd have a kite any day over a Yod.
And the Yods are very ancestral. So you have a ton of like ancestral like karma. It's almost like when you have a Yod, you're kind of here to rewrite.
One of your ancestors fucked up.
To rewrite ancestral, you know,
break karmic chains.
Yeah, it's like you kind of came to break the chains and go a different path for that lineage.
Yeah.
Which is a big responsibility, and like it's not easy to do. So like there's that to it. Yeah, Yods are not like fun and games in your birth chart. No. You know, if you have it, outstanding, and try and use it to the best of your ability. Just know that you're God's puppet, and life isn't going to go exactly how you think it's going to go all the time. You're going to get redirected.
No, it's an ancestral curse. I mean,
I wouldn't call it a curse.
It's not. We don't need to use that terminology, but it's an ancestral pattern that one of, and like you never even really know how to access that. People with Yods have this intuitive knowing that they do have a that they feel fated and destined to do something, or the people they're around or whatever. They do have that intuitive knowing, but it's also like, right, so Neptunian, because you're like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go through all this crazy shit, and I'm gonna have to trust and literally surrender and take a leap of faith and just fucking hope that it's the right path, or I'm being redirected, or I don't know. So it's fated because it is, you're meant to, but you can't really necessarily access exactly right.
Intuitively.
Yeah. You are guided by your intuition.
Really trust yourself. Like that's where the Yod is like, you really gotta just trust your intuition. And that God's taking you to a certain place, and it might not make sense in this realm at that moment why you're doing it.
Right.
But there is something bigger, and there's a reason that you're doing it. Yeah. And, you know, other people won't understand. No. You might not understand. Your parents won't understand. So Yods are...
No, and usually people with Yods have crazy, like family shit, too. Well, of course, because it's fucking It's ancestral, but it literally is breaking the chains of the karma, the ancestral karma. That is generational. Yeah,
it is kind of up to you, Kayla. It is kind of up to you to break those
It's like Andromeda.
Chains.
It's like Andromeda and the constellation. Yeah. She had to do that shit.
So, yeah. Oh, you're making me cry? Oh, well, I'm glad they're good tears.
Yeah. It's big. It's a big responsibility.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Yods are an interesting one. There's a lot of different takes on orbs. There's a lot of, like, different takes on some of the meanings. I have a theory that, like, we're almost not supposed to know. Like, even as an astrologer, like, I can interpret one to the best of my ability, but I'll be honest, like, even I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I don't have access to God's, like, exact reason, because then I'm like kind of interrupting fate in some way. Interrupting some kind of a destiny. Like it's almost like I can only give as much as I can give.
You have no control. You have no control with Yods. None. And it's good if you do have Yods. Like, this is why I've been going down a rabbit hole. It's like, at least when it transits, they,
Yeah, when it gets activated.
It's at least you're like, okay, maybe it's good to know, because you're just like, fuck, I'm not even going to try to figure it out, I'm just going to
and
chill.
Because of the way they're set up with those 3 points, like that degree, or like whatever, call it 3-degree orb, there are so many different spots in the chart that hit and activate the Yod. So it's like, it's getting activated all the time, sometimes in a big way, sometimes in a little way, but there's just like constant activation going on. Yeah. It's fucking...
And the big, what the sextiling, the base, whatever the 2 planets that are in sextile, I mean, obviously it's the base, and then you have the quincunxes that are pointing to the apex, and that's the apex is where you gotta go, whatever planet is there. But whatever the 2 planets in the Yod that are being sextiled, whatever that midpoint is, when it gets activated by a planet or the nodes, it is felt. Well, something's gonna happen. I mean, and so I had to go back into the past this weekend to think about. And I was like, oh my, yep. And I have a progressed Yod right now that the South Node is sitting on. So, in my midpoint, the South Node of Scorpio is sitting on my midpoint in my progressed chart with a Yod.
Yeah. And can we show your chart?
Yeah, sure, babe.
Just because it's a good example. Because you have that really tight sextile with Neptune and Pluto, which is only 32 degrees apart, or minutes, I'm sorry, of astrology. So very tight orb. And then your moon at 23, just right. I mean, that is such a tight Yod to your moon.
So Pluto, moon, and Neptune. So between here, because doing my time is asking, how do you know? Well, you got to study your chart for sure. But look at Pluto 23 to Neptune 24, the midpoint of my Pluto and my Neptune,
which is 23 Scorpio.
Is, what is it? 23 Scorpio. So what was sitting there for a long time? The South Node last year.
Yeah.
And because it opposes the North Node was on my moon, but the South Node was conjunct that midpoint. So, crisis time to take action.
Not only is it a moon opposition, but
where is apex? Is the top.
The apex would be like her moon, for instance.
Some people, I think, too, call it fulcrum, but it's the apex. It's where you're meant to, where those energies from Pluto and Neptune is pushing you to go. Right. Which it's with is it always with your midheaven? Mine's with my midheaven.
Not necessarily, no. But for you, yeah.
But just because my.
But if you think about it, anything that comes.
So it's pushing me to my highest good.
Anything. Yeah,
it's of course. Pushed. Mine is in the 9th house. You've got to go.
Yeah, keep reaching higher.
Yeah.
Anything at 23 of the fixed signs, not that's going to square your moon, of course, which is going to be felt anyways. But it's also at a place where it's sextile your Pluto and it's trine your Neptune. So like, it's kind of special when you get squares to the apex point, because it makes really good position, like it makes really good aspect, like it makes good aspect to your Mercury, like your Mercury squares your moon. But if you had Jupiter conjunct that, it's square your moon, and it's also making a really nice sextile to Neptune and a really nice trine to Pluto.
Yeah.
It is that point in opposition to the moon that is, it's a little bit harder there, and it is, of course, going to square your Mercury too for you, but it's a little weirder to understand.
Oh my God, you're right.
And complicates things for you when you have big energy.
My midpoint does square my Mercury.
Yeah.
Oh my God. See, I'm learning something. Oh my, no wonder. And it's Scorpio Aquarius energy, so it is like.
But for instance, too, when you get like sextiles, so if you get a sextile to your moon at 23 Cancer, which is where Mars is heading right now, then, well, that's a little weird because it's going to quincunx your Neptune, and it's going to square your Pluto.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, okay, it kind of feels good, but what's this deeper thing that's happening to? What is going on here? Intuitively, it's harder to crack, too, with the quincunx. It's like, it's really intuitive, but
so, yeah.
It's weirder to get there.
And I already have Pluto quincunx.
It feels more awkward, and you have to be more, I guess, I don't know, like, I feel like dialed in because that quincunx
and with
happens
Pluto
to be more of
my moon already, it's just like
a
such
sixth house quincunx.
Crazy psychic, like, oh my God, I feel everything energy, but I just don't. Why? Maybe, babe, can you pull up a picture of just what because everybody wants to know what the apex is, like, so the quincunxes are on the side, just so that then it's like maybe, because Yods are, if you're not really if you're new to Yods, this is, because it really is easy. Like, I think that people get too in their head about it, but it's like, right, this point, or if you can, however you do that, point to it or whatever.
So Jupiter is the apex in Gemini. It's quincunx Mercury in Capricorn, and it's quincunx Neptune,
right?
And Neptune and Mercury are in a sextile,
right? That's the sextile, the base.
The fulcrum, whatever, that's the semi-sextile. So
okay,
that would be 22 Sagittarius, opposite the Jupiter.
Right. So, and
it's like using the polarity point of whatever the apex planet is, which would be, 22 Sagittarius. That's the fulcrum, which is that's a sensitive point. Absolutely. It's like right in the middle of everything.
And what makes up a Yod? Is it, the one astrologer said, no asteroids, no ascendant, no north node, that it's all the
planetary bodies.
It's planetary bodies that create a Yod.
Right. And it's the most potent when the apex has like a personal planet. Like Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, or Mars. Those are said to be the real potent Yods. But even having Jupiter and Saturn up at the top, I still think that's very potent too. Oh yeah,
especially Saturn.
And to be honest, like any planet in a Yod, I mean, as long as it's a planetary body, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Like, it's a big deal. But no, it's said that they're not, the nodes don't play a role. I mean, that's debatable too. Like,
it really is.
Like, you'd have to do case studies on that and talk to people and see what their experience was.
I don't see why the node, maybe asteroids I get, maybe not playing it, but the nodes is interesting to me that it wouldn't, because I mean, it's such a sensitive point.
And they're fated points in themselves and being part of that. So the nodes are up for debate in my opinion, but in terms of like midheaven, descendant, IC, AC, no, I'm not too interested in that.
What makes a Yod what degree?
Any degree.
It's just that it can't be, right? It's like 3 degrees. It's tight.
Like this Neptune could be at 2 degrees of
This
Scorpio.
is the perfect example.
This Neptune could be at 2 degrees Scorpio. This Mercury could be at 2 degrees of Capricorn. And this Jupiter could be at 2 degrees of Gemini. It would still be a Yod. So the degree doesn't, it could be whatever degree it is. It doesn't really matter. Like, there will be in the chart tomorrow a Yod to the moon.
Oh,
But it's from Saturn in Pisces.
Okay.
Sextile the North Node in Taurus.
Okay.
They're both going to quincunx the moon traveling through Libra.
Oh,
and that's going to be at 4 degrees, 4 to 5. So, I mean, it just, whatever they happen to be at. It's the, aspect from one planet to another by degree. There's no, so what determines a yod? This pattern, it's an aspect pattern is what it's called. It's a sextile, that blue line.
It's 2 quincunxes.
60 degrees apart, 22 degrees Mercury, and a 21 degree Neptune, sextile, 60 degrees. Both 150 degree quincunxes or inconjuncts to one planet.
150.
That's the pattern. That's what determines the yod with planets. I would add Chiron. Good point, Cindy. Yeah, Chiron to me counts. Chiron is a planet to me. I don't even know why I left Chiron off.
In our chart.
Chiron is a planet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody else says. Chiron's too important to me.
Well, and when Chiron gets activated, you can feel it. So I would say that, Chiron in the nodes, I mean, and again, this could be whoever, I feel like that's, again, people with yods, with nodes or Chiron, right? We need to do case studies because I bet they still feel that shit.
Yeah, the study group. I hope that there's more people, because, I don't know, PSA.
Yes.
In case nobody knows.
Yes.
This will be the first
public service announcement.
PSA, everybody. I am launching the study group that we talked about on one of the shows here. It's ready to be signed up for. The first group meeting will be on the 22nd of this month. So it's $7.77 per month. And so it's a great way that I think, sure, I'm going to lead the discussion and I'll come in with topics and tell everybody what I know and show different things. We're all going to be face to face. We'll all have a voice. It's on Zoom. I think it's going to be cool. And then, I want to hear what other people, their opinion on it. I think that, I even can learn from all of you. Say you have something that we're talking about in class in your chart and you can bring up experiences with that. That teaches everybody.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
I know.
So I'm excited to hear what other people have to say. And I'm excited to do this. It'll be bi-weekly, twice a month. So every other week on Monday.
And it starts on the 22nd. People will be able to ask questions and stuff too. Obviously, you'll have your,
we'll have to have a little order, I'm going to,
course.
probably ask that people mute their mic when other people are talking. And then, kind of raise your hand or put something in the chat. And then, we're going to have some order. We can't say we get 40 people in there. We can't just all blah, 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 nobody will learn anything.
Yeah, they'll have to be we're
going to
raise your hand.
Yeah, so I'll I'll try and mediate best I can there. But I want everybody to talk. Yeah, this isn't here where, okay, great, you can talk into the chat and we can read your text. But no, we're all here. You turn your camera on if you want to or not. I don't really care, but your voice is what matters to me in your opinion.
Before we answer this question, I want to say congrats to everybody in the chat. Congrats to Lana because she got the
job at the metaphysical show.
Yeah, and she loves it and is feeling
Cody
in alignment.
Too. I haven't heard back since that, so I hope Cody got he had the interview.
I hope Cody did, and so
that's super cool. To get a little in-house job like that, doing astrology in person at a metaphysical spot, that is sick.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
So that's good vibes. Okay, so yes, we are taking questions. Drop Daisy Tarot. But let's see. Stacy Rogers' question. What if this lunar eclipse is conjuncting your natal Uranus and descendant? Well, I'd say your Uranus. Damn. I mean, what house is it in? But that's going to be something.
Something's going to shake up. Uranus is such an interesting one. Uranus always wants to take us higher. So your Uranus wants you to take yourself higher, and it wants you to break some chains. It wants you to liberate yourself.
In Scorpio.
And a release on a lunar eclipse is a big one. That's not just a regular full moon release. It's a release on steroids. It is.
Yeah.
It's a very heightened thing that, something's got to go. So something's got to go for your liberation. I know your chart, but I can't remember the rising sign, but I feel like it's...
Aldebaran moon, we're only going to be doing the chart readings once a month. We're going to sprinkle it in here and there. I just wanted to address that.
Sweet. I didn't even know that, so that's good news for me.
Well, yeah, I said that, like, we would do it. We would, like, sprinkle it in, but we want to, like, have you guys ask questions and, you know, like what we've been doing, vibing.
Yeah. And then also one more PSA.
Yeah.
Is I'm doing a reading sale also.
It's
my Eclipse reading sale. So until the end of the month, that code, Eclipse23, will take $100 off a 1 hour reading. So, I don't know. It's intense times. I feel like a lot of people have questions. If you want a reading, knocked a third off the price. So, you can book and you don't have to rush either. You can wait and use that code on the last day of the month if you want. It doesn't really matter, you know, but you have to use that code by May 31st to get the discount. And you can book it for whatever day on my calendar is open for you. It can be 2 months out. It doesn't matter. It just, the point is, you want $100 off, use the code before the end of the month. So that's that sale too. So yeah, those are my little announcements that I have.
Lauren needs a PSA.
Lauren needs it. Anybody got a PSA for Lauren?
Oh my gosh. I mean, babe, PSA, public service announcement.
I was just thrown off that we were about to go live in 2 seconds and we were talking about this boob tape. I was like, I know. Well,
I
was like laughing.
I mean, it was like
I couldn't hold it together.
People need a PSA for boob tape. You never know. I mean, a lot of, you know, the soul tribe is women, so who knows, you know, sometimes. But again, I mean, a lot of men are doing it too, so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Asking for a friend, I'm not getting, oh, okay. I have a grand, drop dead Daisy Tarot. I was like, does that say drop daddy Daisy Tarot? Okay, drop dead Daisy Tarot. I have a grand cross in my chart, but they are in different modalities. Is it still considered a grand cross or just 2 T-squares? Well,
it's a grand cross.
I think I have a grand cross. Not like that's, you know.
I have a grand cross in my chart. They're all in different modalities. Because it's like at 29 or 0 degrees or 28 and 2 or something like that. Is that what you're saying? So it's like right on the planets that are right on the cusp, and they're in different modalities. Yeah, different modalities. So yeah, it's as long as it's like right, because most people give squares a 5-degree orb. Some people do their orbs based on planets. Like I give Mercury like a 3-degree orb because it's small. I'll give Jupiter like maybe 8 to 10, you know. I'll give Jupiter like almost 10 degrees because it's huge. Same with Saturn, but usually like 8 is where I'm like more interested. And the luminaries I give 5, but again, depending on the aspect, I might give 10 too. It depends on like if it's Pluto. Like if you have your sun Pluto and they're within 10 degree in a square, I'm like, you know.
I have a grand square. What is that? Is that actually a thing?
A grand square is a grand cross. Makes a diamond.
Well, great. I have that and Yods, so fucking perfect. Grand cross. Yeah, it's fucking all over the place. I'm like,
what's your
I don't know. That's what that crazy site told me. Hey, look, I'm totally fucking fine with not having one, but I feel
I'm looking,
like
I don't
oh,
see
good. They might have. This one astrologer said not to use that site because that they configure everything into.
Because like, okay, you have Mars and Neptune in square. Okay, immutable. Let's see. Well, what's in Virgo? Nothing. What's in Gemini? Nothing. Okay, rule that out. All right, you have the Moon Mercury square in fixed. All right. Well, is it squaring anything in Scorpio? No, unless maybe you're Lilith.
That's what it says.
Oh, it's your ascendant to your moon? Oh, that's giving you a grand cross between your ascendant, your midheaven, Mercury, and Uranus.
Right, so it's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mercury and Uranus are like a 7-degree orb in your chart.
Wait,
so that's already like, whoa, okay, that's a pretty wide like Mercury square in my opinion, but sure. And then like to midheaven and fucking ascendant. like, look.
You're on a square, my
yes,
son. It already makes me so...
Yes, but, like, in my opinion, that's not, like, the most important thing in anybody's chart.
Yeah.
That'd be, like, the last thing I got to if I was, like, searching for something to talk about.
Yeah.
Depending. Like, it does depend.
Oh, yeah. We're tapped. Oh, Mars and Lilith. Yeah, that's passionate, huh? And Sun, Pallas Athena, that's like some, some psychic shit. Have you heard of a mystic triangle in a chart? Aldebaran moon. Do you have an image of what that looks like?
It's a trine with
Isn't
two
it?
sextiles.
It's positive. A mystic triangle is positive.
I call it a sextile triangle.
I mean, it requires action. But people would say a mystic rectangle is more divine support. I mean, it is all divine support, but...
Oh, so they call a mystic triangle. This is Barry Bonds. That's interesting. I don't know what HK is, but anyways. They call it like a square between two planets.
Oh.
And then that makes a quincunx and a trine.
Oh.
Is a mystic.
Oh,
I actually don't. I've never used that. I've never used that aspect pattern.
A mystic triangle and a triad are different.
I was assuming you were talking about a sextile triangle, which...
I've heard of a mystic rectangle.
Which a sextile triangle is two sextiles and a trine, which is very harmonious.
Aldebaran Moon says, I have 6 planets at 16 degrees of respective signs. I was told I have the mystic triangle.
6 planets at 16 degrees.
Well, God, you have so many planets too that are like conjunct. Let me Google
I think that's a Star of David.
Yeah, let me see. Mystic. I'm like 6 planets. A mystic rectangle occurs in an astrological chart when 4 or more planets are connected by oppositions, sextiles, and trines. To give better idea.
Yeah, that's a Star of David.
Oh, you got a Star of David in your chart. OMG. You should go on you should Google Linda Goodman Star of David. And her site talks about what the Star of David is. And,
It does not want to let me zoom in.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I would say, rare and that it's
so funny.
special.
It keeps making it smaller. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
it makes a Star of David. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a super potent aspect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Linda Goodman explains it good, and...
because not only are all these planets 60 degrees apart...
Yeah.
But they're also trining. So, yeah, I mean, it just makes... Let's see what they say about it.
Yeah, here.
What the literature is.
We're going to go down a Star of David in astrology. In an astrology chart.
Let's see what Cafe Astrology has to say.
Oh, look at, they talk about, grand squares. You're welcome.
Star of David. Grand sextile. Configuration of aspect formed when 2 grand trines are present in a horoscope connected to each other by sextiles. In the ideal case, they form a hexagon. This configuration is very rare. Some will consider that the Star of David occurs even with 2 unconnected grand trines. P, whatever that is. P. Globa states that the Star of David shows a native protected in all he or she does, but one who does not avoid internal reorganizations. He or she will change in form to adapt, but the inner essence remains constant. As he was in the cradle, such will be and in the grave.
The hexagon configuration offers natives exclusive opportunities and a brilliant ability to communicate with other people. The danger of a Star of David consists in expenditure of energy because of the increased many-sided various interests and the numerous opportunities. Intense hard aspects can help with this difficulty. Never heard of an envelope. What's that? That is interesting. A cradle? Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Each point is quintile to one another.
I would say a Star of David, quintile. You definitely have, like, I don't know, a mission.
Trapeze. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of patterns. The mystic rectangle is a little bit more common.
Yeah. DJ Dre says, I'm Jewish and have the Star of David. Yeah, right? Very synchronistic.
Yeah, right?
Very. Oh, Steve Jobs. Oh, he's got a Grand Cross. Is that what it said? What else? What else you guys got? What other questions?
In which energy? So what they say about a Yod, since we talked about that too, is in which the energies of two sextile planets find difficulty integrating with that of the apex, the quincunx planet. The dictomy is not directly a conflict, rather a bewildering. I like that word for this.
Yeah, bewildering it is.
Dualistic, seemingly irresolvable, and compromising situation. This is an appointment with power in which consciousness and its capacity for seeing are tested. Yeah, like we said, a very intuitive aspect. It is a secret to be decoded, an intense dilemma, or a visitation from the unknown. This is where intentions refuse to gel with realities. The solution is available as soon as the clarity and insight dawn.
When is that ever happening?
Underneath, which needs dredging up. Allowing these things to happen rather than seeking to steer them is what is called for here. So it's like literally like knowing something's going to happen and allowing it to happen without trying to force your hand in fate.
Yeah.
There is a new kind of adepthood, which brings a new form of control without holding on, if we can see it.
When does the clarity come?
Can be accentuated when an opposition is thrown in with the two semi-sextile aspects too. The opposition, that's the fulcrum we talked about. The opposition forces the issue, and the apex planet then becomes very critical. What it represents needs to be consciously worked, owned, and integrated.
Oh, congratulations, Stacy. That's awesome. Yeah. That is amazing. You'll have to give us all the info when you do. Yeah, that was good.
No.
You're not special. Everyone is special. Get over the ego. Yeah, we are all special. You're right.
Gotta be
yeah.
nice to each other too.
Yeah, I know. Because a lot of people in the spiritual
people get excited, right? So a lot of it's just like getting excited. Like, it's a rare aspect to be excited about. But
the only person that would ever like be upset about that would be somebody, I guess, that doesn't have that, which you shouldn't be upset about not having any aspects, because your chart is your chart for a reason.
Yeah, there's really no reason to ever like, I guess, actually wish you had something
right,
that you don't.
Manifested or like tell yourself you have a different chart than you do.
And truth be told, we all get a taste of every aspect. When we get transits or progressions, that aspect, like we'll all get a taste of a Yod in our life. Maybe not the whole time, but a taste of it. We'll all get, different aspects. Maybe even the Star of David, Probably that's a more rare one, but it could happen. So
yeah, that is.
We all get a taste of this stuff. So you don't have a grand, cross in your chart. Oh, I guarantee at some point you've experienced one in your life because of the transits. So.
And I would say of all the chart readings I've done, I've only seen 2 Stars of Davids for people. So it's kind of like when I see it, I'm like, wow.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had a client that has had a Star of David. And that's pretty I've had like, I don't know, but I want to say over 500 clients at this point.
Yeah, it's rare. I know. I don't know. They were guided.
I haven't like looked at the
Two
exact
of them
number,
were guided to me because I mean, it stands out. It's like it's like, what is this sacred geometry? You know, like at first I thought it was a pentagram. So I was like, yeah, wow. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, right. And I guess too, it's like these whether they're fated things in the chart or whatnot, it doesn't make anybody more special than the other person, because really you wouldn't necessarily want to manifest a yacht, or
it's not about being more special.
It's a lot of energy.
I mean, look, if you have that in your
it's
chart,
a big responsibility.
Sure, you should feel special. We should all feel special.
Yes.
Because we are.
Yeah.
Like, like with Sady,
we're all here on
we
this.
are all special. Like, just being here is special, believe it or not. And I know that some people are like, I don't know about that. But yeah, like, it's special to be in this experience. And it's special even if you just have all sextiles or all squares. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're all so unique. We all have a different chart. Like, and every single one is special in its own right because it's the map that the soul came here for. And that in itself is special. So...
yeah, right. If you can manifest in real life with your chart. Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely special for anybody that can see their chart and actualize it in like the highest vibration. Yeah. That is special.
Absolutely.
And rare.
Very. Because most, are just like, oh no, this is coming.
Well, gosh, I would say 70% of the population doesn't even think spirituality, astrology, or, means anything. So, and again, there's nothing wrong with that either. Right. There really isn't. Like Jeffrey teaches, there's 3 main stages of consciousness. Mm-hmm. Consensus. Those motherfuckers are not going to believe in astrology. Like, they're just not. They're Saturn. They're here to, like, build a business, make money, like, I don't know, follow the rules that they were told to follow. It's consensus. Whatever the majority is doing and saying is true, that's where their consciousness vibrates. It gets it. Right. Wants to do that. And there's individuated. Those are more Uranians. Those are where you get your conspiracy theorists, your rebels, your revolutionaries, like people just doing life different and saying that something's wrong, which I would say majority of the people here joining us are probably for sure individuated or the last one spiritual. And I'm sure we all want to say we're spiritual consciousness. I've had to debate myself on this. I don't know necessarily if that's true. Like, the spiritual consciousness is like, Jeffrey Wolf Green says it makes up about 8% of the population, and they're literally like where you get your Buddhists, like the people who like dedicate their life to merging with God. Like, literally, like, they meditate in a cave.
What, like, just like always? Or this is like never changing?
Well, there's different stages inside each one. So like that would be like a stage 3 in spiritual. Yeah. But like stage 1 spiritual would be, I mean, I would say like people practicing astrology for spiritual awareness. Yeah.
Or if they're mediums or clairvoyants or whatever.
But it's really like linking your consciousness back up to the frequency that we're all one. Yeah. Like, if you can really understand that, and then basically you're not, kind of projecting onto other people like nonsense, or it comes with a high compassion and really like just wanting to be of service through God and through that connection with God to better service humanity, which I would say, again, majority of people here are spiritual or individuated. And individuated is great too, because it's just, you're not taught astrology in school, so you had to find this on your own and kind of break away from it. Like, it found you. Like, that kind of thing. Or even thinking that, oh, this thing in 2020 came about and everybody's being told to do this, but I'm not going to do it. That's not what I want to do to my body. That's very individuated consciousness, Right. Like, no, thank you. I've made my decision for myself. I'm not going to just do what you tell me to. Right, but a
a lot of the 3D, well, I guess that's a collective too, you know, that people are just here to like trigger us too. You know, like it has to be balanced. It can't, you know, we have to have like I don't know, what are they called, NPCs or, you know, non-players.
The NPC thing is an interesting like concept.
You
I don't
know?
necessarily know if I could in a way see this simulation, this dream that we all live in.
It's like the movie Free Guy.
Yeah, I could see that like there are programs running that
The Truman Show
mimic what we are, and they're just like basically when you go to a grocery store and you're not going to talk to everybody in the grocery store, and you don't know everybody in the grocery store, and like you assume they have a life outside of what they're doing at the grocery store, but it's like, I mean, until you like get to know them, like, do they, or are they just another program running about to like fill up space in our game? Maybe maybe, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's an interesting concept.
Matrix
nonetheless.
too. Yeah.
And are we all just kind of walking around like drones like that until like the movie Free Guy, where we put on the magic glasses and all of a sudden we're like
Pisces.
all of a sudden we're like, holy shit.
Yeah, right.
That's a cool movie, Free Guy.
It's so it's just, that's why I said it's like even walking through the grocery store, you know, it's like, get out of my way. Like everybody's stocking everything, and like it's just like get all these like this nonsense out of the way. But like, right, with people too, it's like, oh great, here we go. Here's somebody from, you know, the past. It's like, right, and you have to, like when we were at Dave and Buster's, take the like whack-a-mole. Like just like,
yeah, but you had to hit it super
get out of
soft.
here. Maybe you have to whack them with so much love and compassion, but with fucking boundaries too.
That's a
like
good point.
that's the
Because
other
that game
thing.
was a finesse game. It wasn't hit it as hard as you could, or it would go up, hit the top, and come back down, and you get less tickets. You had just the perfect whack. So it was a finesse game. So that's kind of life. Life is a skill game. Which kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, it's like we're trying to, like, what did it say? We're trying to be so careful with what we say here. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I do try to be somewhat tactical in how I speak, because when I'm giving my opinion, I'm not necessarily trying to trigger anybody, or my intention's never to like.
Where is that?
It's this one. So yeah, I am, but I'm always a little tactical because again, my intention isn't to
we have to. It's a sensitive collective.
I'm not really here to like. Look, I'm not a 5'1" in like human design. I'm not like. Yeah. I'm not really here to like talk shit and get people like triggered about shit. So when I voice my opinions on situations, I do try and do it.
Me too.
I do try and do it in a tactful way. I do. Like, so you're right. Like, I'm always trying to do that. But that's just kind of my personality. I'm genuinely a very nice
like
person.
This.
I think I'm really not trying to like piss anybody off.
Oh my God, does somebody think that?
Oh, I'm sure there's somebody out there that thinks differently.
I know, but like also too, like do these people, you know, like maybe the people that you're triggering have a lot of planets in the 12th or something.
I mean, if I trigger you,
you know,
got
like maybe it's
like,
not real.
Like you are sensitive.
Like we always talk about this. What's the difference between spirituality and psychosis, or you know?
Yeah, 12th house is weird.
Or you know, what's the other one? Schizophrenia and
we
all
could
that.
All be,
like
we
you
could
know
all
what I
be
mean?
Schizophrenic.
We might all be.
Like
right?
I think that it's healthy to even have that conversation, because if we're talking 12th house here, which does deal with everything from again like mental illness,
yes, they are
schizophrenia to spirituality. Like, what's the boundary? And there is no boundary in the 12th house anyways.
Or
so, like,
Neptune,
I think we all do have to be able to, like, have that moment where we are still in our belief and we can still feel that connection. But we have to also be like, I could potentially be making this all up.
Oh, well.
This could be some fantasy.
That's what I always
creating,
say. I'd rather just stay in fucking Pisces
head.
land. Like, if this is also, like, right. I'd rather, just be like,
I've seen and felt enough to know it's there. But again, it's there inside my consciousness. And that's where I think the 12th house gets weird. You have to, like, know that that's part of you on a deeper level, and that it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with another person or the way that it should be. It's very, like, really comes back to your consciousness, your soul, and knowing that it's true. Because you can't prove the 12th house. It's not physical. It doesn't. No. It's not tangible. Nothing's tangible there. So, that's where I think it's healthy to be like, just say, yeah, you know what, I can't prove it. So if you don't feel it, you don't think so. Like, it doesn't exist for you.
I did a thing with astrology and psychology.
I'm not going to get on my high horse and say,
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be, like, right, a lot of planets even, like, in the 12th. It could be Neptune, like, aspects, Like, it's just heavy Neptune, right? Like, it makes you fucking... It's the fucking divine, and it is fucking connecting, and it is fucking channeling and trusting and surrendering, and then what else is it? It is fucking... jails of your mind, imprisoning yourself, like, literally, like, it could be real, but then you get so stuck that it's like deceiving ourselves. And I mean, but everybody has Neptune energy, but there are listen, with a lot of the people that we had done in the beginning with the charts and the case studies, that's why case studies are so fascinating. Heavy Neptune, but right, also could be like it could be any sign too. It's just that, sure, Neptune, moon, any of that. It doesn't just have to be Neptune, because where is that? The term lunatic references the moon, not Neptune. Does. Sure.
Luna.
Yeah.
100%.
God, so if you got your moon in the 12th...
Why do you think full moons bring out all the lunatics?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Like, moon in the 12th could probably channel that would be like some medium type shit, but are you gonna be like in the right like, are you trusting that? Are you like, because that's where I think you go insane and you get paranoid and all of that, where it goes to the dark side, because like the dark side of the moon, right? Like, because you're not probably trusting it.
Yeah, and I would say that's even why the 9th and 12th house and Sagittarius and Pisces do square naturally in the archetype.
Yeah.
Because it is just a belief that you have. Yeah. It's your belief. It's your vision, your experience, your consciousness.
Yeah.
And again, there's tension there because you can't really prove these things. Like, you can with astrology, because you could get a prediction right, or you could say something about somebody's chart and hit. And, like, yes, there's proof there, but when it comes to, like, just having a conversation or walking in the grocery store and just, like, putting it on somebody, it's hard to get people to understand that level of intuition unless they understand that level of intuition. It doesn't work. So that is a weird one that I guess causes tension, because you really have to trust and have the faith in your belief.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could try and search for something to grab, to prove something, or to show something, or to act on something, and it's not there.
Right. It's here. And then that's what can make you really, like, lose it.
If a chart looks like a butterfly, you're a very special person.
Yeah, that's like definitely some like sacred geometry. If it has, like a butterfly, for sure.
Modern day Martian warfare tactics?
What's that?
I don't know.
Warfare?
I mean, warfare is an interesting topic. Like, a lot of the astrology says that we're in war currently and going into war. But is it not going to be different with Pluto in Aquarius? Like, if you really think we can just predict what war would look like, I don't know. Maybe. Or is it psychological warfare? Which I think is what we've been living through. Is like a psychological warfare of sorts. And it's more of a, to me, it's more of a hidden war. But there is sprinkles, obviously, going on in the world of like war. So it's very interesting. Like, what is that going to be with all these outer planets in Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, of course, Gemini, Taurus? What does that look like? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't look like we think it's going to look. But there is definitely some kind of a reset pending, I believe. It's also like people saying too, like with the mud floods and stuff, of like that we're due for another sort of reset, which is basically what that was. So I don't know. Look up mud floods if you are interested in that. But like, what kind of a reset are we in for? Does it look like a bomb dropping? Does it look like something we've seen before, or is it something completely different? Does it have to do with balloons? Does it have to do with trains? I don't know.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah.
We should. What?
Spiritual warfare. Yeah.
Oh God, we've been in that.
Which, especially with Saturn and Pisces, it definitely does feel like there's going to be a layer of spiritual warfare we're going to have to detangle.
I feel that, and yes, definitely spiritual war, like COVID. What was that one thing I said we should talk about? Love blockers in relationships.
Yeah, love blockers.
What would be that? It said, well, I don't know. What would be what if you saw something in a synastry chart? What would you be like? Oh God, that's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one.
I think love blockers are more...
Cover your face, please.
Here, use that camera.
I like that. Look at attune to the moon and manifest miracles. I'm gonna like shuffle cards because they're like, do you guys want to see what they are? This is a dope deck. Since the moon's coming out. But yeah, what would you say? What would be like, ooh, that is not spicy.
I mean, I think a love blocker would be more apparent in someone's like natal chart.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
first place,
well, of course.
I guess I would...
Sure, in the chart.
Obviously look... Synastry, I mean, yeah, but most people aren't going to get a synastry reading or even look up someone's synastry unless they want a relationship or they want to see what happened in the relationship or something, right? So, I don't know. I feel like there was the spark and there was love already to even get to that point. So I don't know if you're blocking it, but fuck, all of astrology in essence.
Lana wants to know what a love blocker is.
Honestly, astrology could be a love blocker. Just the whole fucking thing. Like, some people will look at, someone's chart and be like, oh, they got Venus in Virgo. Love blocked. Love blocked.
Right.
No. Oh, they have a Sag moon.
That sounds like fun.
No, they're too crazy for me. I'm like things all neat and put together. Love blocked.
I read this article the other day, or not article. She was a good astrologer. I can't remember what her name was, but she just said in your chart or in relationships, aspects that could be potential for like blocking love, like, you know what I mean, like, or like subconsciously blocking it or whatever. But yeah, so. Right. No, that was a good one. Yeah. Virgo moon, they're going to be picky.
Oh, God. Love blocked.
The astrologer said a lot of Saturn. If you have a lot of Saturn, like, well, I know. People with Saturn square Venus is very, Saturn. Like, that's hard for, like, self-love. I do know that.
Self-confidence, which can block you from love.
Yes.
Because you kind of have to, like... use both the Venus qualities, which is Taurus and Libra, and like love yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that can definitely like be where somebody does, restrict themselves from, certain situations that involve, partnership. I mean, Moon square Saturn.
Let your fears dissolve.
That's, insecurity stuff as well.
Oh, yeah. And I would say,
so,
anything
a lot of
Moon, Saturn,
definitely. Or even like a lot of Scorpio in 8th house.
Yeah.
Like, because that goes both ways to where either somebody is just intensely passionate and sexual, and then there's the other side of Scorpio that can repress. And the other side of the 8th house, which can repress and conceal, these parts of ourself too. So...
Right, like it's, of course, 8th house is passionate, but it can also repel. So it's like,
I think anything that like is really 2nd house, 8th house, or, Pluto, Venus, or the rulers of those houses in a hard aspect, I think any of those could be love blockers.
Yeah.
Because there's something that until you get right with yourself, you are just going to not want it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Even like a Venus retrograde could be like a love blocker too.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways that a love blocker could go. But I think it's more like people being too picky just in general.
Sure.
Like Virgo. Okay, Virgo energy is a love blocker. Because if it just wants perfection...
doesn't exist.
Good luck.
It doesn't
If it thinks that they have to be, perfected form to get in a relationship, love blocked.
Yeah.
If they think the other person is going to show up in their perfected form, love blocked.
Yeah.
Totally.
So,
there's this...
And the astrologers said they said any of the mutable, this girl did, and said, oh God, Pisces, because they're idealizing that's why they're blocking themselves, because they're idealizing. And then the knight in shining armor, the way she described it, I was like, yes.
I was thinking about throwing Pisces in there. Because Pisces will over dramatize and envision the love, so they'll be so unlove blocked.
That's how they manifest a nightmare.
Manifest a love block.
They're just like, wow, and they manifest it, and it's like, wow.
Wait a second, this isn't this isn't where my imagination said this was gonna go. I envisioned 2 months from now it was gonna be just like that first date, and it is not.
Right. They didn't bring me flowers every fucking day.
How dare they?
And they said though, but then also whoever's involved with the Pisces person, that then puts a lot of pressure on the partner, because they're like, fuck, I can't live up to this. This is crazy.
All right, let's just have some fun, and we'll just go through every sign and talk about ways we think that sign could block love. So how would Aries block love in your opinion?
Being too all about themselves.
Yeah, too self-absorbed.
Okay.
Too hard-headed.
I've never
not
dealt
listening
with a lot
to
of
others.
Aries, so yeah.
Not understanding others.
You
Being
said
too about me. Love blocked. If you're just about yourself, how are you ever going to relate to someone else?
Yeah. Okay.
Block love. And you'd be like, well, I'm the fucking shit. Look at me. I'm Mars.
I know a lot of Aries men I know are firefighters. Makes sense. But I don't, I guess I can't. This is going to be hard for me because I want to talk from experience. What would Taurus block themselves? They're stubborn. I mean, Taurus is stubborn.
Taurus would block themselves from love by being too comfortable in their home, too safe and secure and comfortable. And, I made myself a really good... Come out. I want to take you on a date.
Yeah.
Come out with me. I don't really like the food there. I made something I love tonight, and I'm, really comfortable in my sweats. And
that sounds so nice.
I'm just not going to move because I already have everything I like, so why would I go experience that? That would be stupid. Love blocked. Why would I want... Wait, you think you could have a good time? I'm having a great time here by myself with all my nice stuff that I worked for and got and acquired, and I'm very on my moon pod.
Yes! You're talking about me. Yes.
So that's how Taurus would block love. They'd just be like,
Yeah, I don't want to go
I don't
out.
need you.
Yeah.
I have me.
They're like, I have this.
I did this.
There's me.
I did this.
How is Gemini gonna block it by being
Or a love block for a Taurus would be like going on a date and going to a
Yeah.
restaurant that actually didn't have good food.
Yeah, I'd be like,
They'd be
I don't
like,
need
you
anybody.
took me
I got
to this
Bean.
trash. We won this at Dave and Buster's.
Oh, my Taurus moon is so happy.
He is a snuggly little
Yeah,
guy.
I don't need...
He's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
He likes to snowboard.
Guess what his name is, but we renamed him, but he has a name. His name is Damien.
I was going to say, free reading for anybody who can guess.
and he likes to snowboard. It said he came with
He's a snowboarder. I was like,
came
my
with a
dude.
name tag and everything. Yeah.
My man. He likes to go hit the slopes.
Happy. Yes, the squishmallow. I was like, we're going to Dave Buster's and we're winning this.
Yeah, so again, like Taurus would be,
Yeah,
cuddled up with their
like...
squishmallow with their favorite dish that they ordered from DoorDash because they didn't have to leave their fucking comfort to go get it. So they're like, why would I need something else?
Speaking
Don't
of
be
DoorDash.
silly. Love blocked.
Yeah, absolutely. What about Gemini? Too curious? Or they get bored. Geminis get fucking bored.
That's Gemini's love block.
Totally.
Is they're curious enough to do it. They'll fucking do a relationship. They'll try love.
Totally. They'll do multiple.
But they'll get bored.
Yeah. So
instead of like seeing if like the excitement can keep going, which it possibly could, one boring day, one boring conversation, the stimulation can run out. Love blocked.
Yeah.
But also, Geminis can actually block love too by running their mouth too much. Like they will block themselves from love just by communicating and expressing too much, to where people are like, I didn't even get to talk. I didn't even get to say anything. What about, do you care about my opinion?
No.
You're just all over there with your life and what's going on. You didn't even ask me about mine, which can happen. But it would be like, again, like too much, where people are like, kind of like, whoa, that was a lot of information. I don't know how to process it.
Or the people could be like, wow, that is so interesting. Or the people
seriously are just
talking.
They're not bringing any kind of excitement or, fun or kind of like trickster energy. Anything boring, Gemini is just going to block that love real quick. When really, people could just be kind of shy in the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
And actually be super exciting when you get to know them. So by writing someone off as boring off a first impression could also be a love block.
Yeah.
Or...
oh, gosh.
Or Geminis will get so twisted emotionally and not know how to understand it. They'll feel an emotion and be like, what the is this? That they'll start to block love too, because they'll start to go into like all these crazy emotional stories that never happened.
No, that could be a Pisces too.
Yeah.
Could be. Start making up stories.
What about Cancer? You got one for Cancer?
Oh,
look at you, Taurus moon over there ordering food.
I know, I know. I don't like it that I don't. This is why you have to order it, because you have a dash pass.
My phone's being used as a camera.
Well, after.
Phone cam.
Yes.
Honestly, this phone cam that I
Bean.
set up, running on Wi-Fi, actually looks way better than this stupid Canon. I hate this camera. But
well, it's just the lighting is really different.
The problem with this camera is with an HDMI plugged into it, you have to put it on manual focus so it won't autofocus. And it has a really weird white balance setup on it. It's this SL2 Canon. Don't ever get the SL2, especially if you want to do any kind of like streaming or anything where it's hooked up to a computer. Stay away from this thing. But I will say, outside of using it with a computer and just like filming
Just
with it.
when you take pictures on it, takes good pictures, yeah?
I just got that camera back. That's what I filmed like the Raven video on, which was fine.
Oh, yeah.
Like it films good on its own with a memory card. It's fine. It has good autofocus and it looks, HD. But every time I've ever used this camera, which was the first camera I ever got for anything like this, it's just not. It ain't like this. This is a nice camera, nice lens. That camera is just bleh. But yeah, whatever, it's fun. Honestly, this camera on my iPhone looks way better.
The lighting on this is better too. What is that all about?
I don't know. Like this camera,
it's softer. It's so much softer.
If I bumped the ISO down, then it's just gonna be really dark.
Yeah, dark shadows. Yes.
It's just for birds, literally. I use it for bird filming, bird watch.
Yeah, what would be a love block for Cancer? Because they go into DJ Trace's drama. Yeah, I mean, they just go in. I don't know. For a Pisces, that one's weird because it's like, what would be a love block with Cancer? That they go like into their shell, and they like hermit. And they can be very much so like, I feel like Cancers are very stubborn too. Didn't you say that Jeffrey Wolf Green says that Cancer's the ego, not Aries?
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah. Listen, a Pisces loves a Cancer, so I love the energy because it vibes, but I feel like Cancers can be very fucking manipulative. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cancer can block love a few different ways. They're usually... Typically, it's not in the beginning. Typically, Cancer will invite love into their life. Like, they're down with love and romance, and, they want to feel emotionally connected to people. So,
yeah, I
feel like typically Cancer doesn't necessarily block it off the bat, but they can, because they can put up, again, like, walls. They can put up, they're a crab. They have the shell.
Feel safe.
So they can, like, also be way too protective of their emotions or their home life. So Cancers can, like, move a little slow or sidestep situations or,
I feel like they'll date multiple people until they really actually...
they can block love because if you don't let, a person in that's interested, after a while, they might lose interest. So I feel like Cancer... Yeah, also having a Capricorn 7th house, like they can, really take their time.
Yeah.
And there can be like a legit
or they date multiple people to figure out who it's going to be.
Which can block love too. But when Cancer's in a relationship, how they block love being in one is their mind. Mm-hmm. They'll start trying to think about all these different emotions and try to understand these feelings, and they'll make up conversations. I've literally dealt with that in my life. Cancers also, they have like Gemini 12th house. They literally will make up a dialogue in their dreams and think it's real and wake up mad at another person because of a dream they had. Like, it's fucking crazy. So Cancers mentally trip themselves out.
Yeah.
Because they'll put all these different procedures in place to get to, the creamy center of the crab meat.
Yeah.
And at certain points, just like, let me break that open and get in. And they're like, no, just sidestep you. So yeah. Cancers can be too protective of their personal life or their belongings and not let people in. So it's usually,
and I don't feel like they're very trusting. I don't think any water sign's very trusting, though. Like, honestly, I feel like...
Is that right?
I feel like, no. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, they're like, yeah, they're just... I feel like all water signs, it takes a lot to, like, I don't know whether it's feel safe or trust or whatever. But again, that could be like they're sabotaging, their own, like a love block or whatever, where, mm-hmm. right? Like everything could be chill and be good. And they're like, no, I fucking know something. Yeah, that's another way Cancer can block love. I know it.
They can get overly emotional too fast, too.
Yeah.
So, also, like, if the other person's not ready for all that emotion,
yeah,
that tidal wave of a what?
Yeah, because like
a love bomb in many ways,
totally
could blow up in a Cancer's face, and that's how they could block love.
Because they can't say that just a Cancer is too clingy, because fucking so is Pisces and Scorpio. You know what I mean? That's. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
Scorpio's so fucking emotional too, but
Cancers will idealize already, like, they'll go on a first date and they'll idolize and have a vision and think about
that's what Pisces
the family
does though, too.
And be like, yeah, our kids are going to look like this and we're going to live in this home. And if that starts to also come out, that can scare someone away and block
Cancer
love too.
is ruled by Moon and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So,
yeah.
Right? It's like, and Scorpio is a different, like, of the water signs, but they're fucking the most emotional. They just don't necessarily show it. Mm-hmm. Or they might show it in being fucking possessive or, like, obsessive, like, in their, I don't know.
Yeah, or Cancers are so intuitive. Yeah. Probably one of the most intuitive signs.
And their 5th house is Scorpio.
Exactly. And honestly, the intuition on a Cancer can scare people away.
Right.
And block love. So intuition can also be a love block. It can also, bring people in. Because they can kind of feel into what's going on. And I think, again, when they learn how to use that properly, they're like unstoppable.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So I mean, every Cancer I've met's been a very hard worker.
Yeah.
So they're definitely ambitious. And sometimes maybe that can, like, override, though, like, love, so.
Yeah.
You better get through the other signs, because I don't know what to say about them, but you started this, so what would be...
You don't know what to say? Oh, we're just having fun
Leo.
talking. Just make something up. Leo. How would
I don't
Leo
know.
block
You guys
love?
ask us questions.
Leo would block love by love bombing, for sure.
I've
coming off
only
maybe
dated
too
one
strong, too... Nah, I'm Leo. Look at me. He's fucking romantic, overly romanticizing, like a first date can, like... Okay, that was, like, okay, yeah, open the doors, very nice, but, like...
Grandiose.
Too grandiose. Like, that could block love, too. I mean, it depends on who you're dating, who you're with.
Yeah.
But, like, all that love and all that personality can be too much sometimes.
I feel like I've dated all the signs except for Leo and Aries.
But again, Leo's similar to Aries, too, where, again, it can be all focused around one person, themselves. And that's another way they could block love, is because
never dated
they're not relating to the other person. They're not, like, they might give and they might be generous and they might be romantic, but when it comes to, like, anything else, it could be all about just the Leo. So Leos can block love by not paying enough attention to the other person, or thinking that the other person also is as special as they are, because Leos can also think they're very... like, the sun.
Right, yeah, it is ruled by the sun.
Look at me.
Right, yeah, DJ Dre just said they are the sun.
They are.
Right.
And it's one of the,
so
it's what they're here to
sense.
Be. It's this. I'm not saying it's wrong, but is it potentially something that could block love?
Well, Lana, any sign that's balanced, but I think that we're talking about what's like,
or again, like
of how much work
like
you've done
narcissistic stuff too, when it's just so focused on self.
Can be any
Leo
sign
can do that. Like, Leo can have that archetype built into it.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it can do no wrong. Boom. Everything else but it. So Leo can be so self-absorbed or grandiose that it can potentially block love, but it can also attract love like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
because a lot of people love that confidence and they love that.
Exactly.
Whoa. So.
And for every, like, you gotta think, for every, like, love block, there's somebody that's like, fuck yeah, I want a Scorpio to fucking be obsessed and, stalking me. Like, some people fucking, that turns them on,
Yeah.
Like, so what, like, they could be very attracted to because every sign has a light and a dark. They might like those darker, like, bondage and chains and
I mean, with Leo, it's like, just like, their love blocks, because they are love,
it's the heart,
really like too much of it, too much intense love, too fast, or
me too,
it scared people away. Like, that's a Leo love block. It's just like, oh, I didn't bring my sunglasses. I can't. What is going on? Go away. Clouds.
Cody
Please.
said, I would rather have someone obsessed with me than pretend they love me.
Fuck yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right? Like, you desire me every fucking day, right? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, we're all just living, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's a simulation. It's free guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, right, so just put on your, I mean, if anything, just put
we all
on those rose-colored lenses.
We all know how Virgo blocks love. That's an easy one.
No, because you're going to say picky. Or the expectations are too high.
I'll go on a date with you. I'll go on a date with you if you pick me up at 6 sharp. But if you're a minute late, there's just no way. Like, I have to, and you better drop me off by 8 because I have a bedtime routine that is very important. And if I lay down in bed not before, but after 10 p.m. on the dot, my whole next day is ruined. So, do you want to go on that date?
God.
So Virgo will be too picky, right? Yeah. They'll be too scheduled. Or Virgo will be so routine and dialed in what they do every day that you'll ask them on a date or something and they won't even... I literally don't have time. I am booked up. This. I can't miss that.
Yeah.
Maybe something will open up, but I am just booked.
Well, they're busy doing their... Hello, Leslie.
I don't think I could possibly make time.
Yeah, they're fucking busy.
I'm a well-oiled machine in my life, or Virgo, like food too. Like if you went on a date with a Virgo for a first date and you got like something that they were repulsed by or thought was unhealthy, love blocked. See ya.
I feel like I'm getting all...
You always eat cheeseburgers? Oh yeah, I like cheeseburgers a lot. Oh,
love cows.
Well, I'm vegan, and look, that's completely just not humane and impure. So, see ya.
I feel like I can feel that vibration coming on me with not being like I'm never gonna, fucking care what anybody eats. It's like, hello. Like how stupid to judge somebody on. Really. But, I can with Pluto, like, in the 6th. I'm like, oh, yeah, I think I want to, like, I don't know, completely gonna change how, I eat. Like, it's happening. Mm-hmm. It is happening. Like, but, yeah, I'm definitely like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't think
body health and...
I don't think I want to put that in my body anymore. Like, more like that, but I would never fucking...
My body is my temple.
Yeah, I feel like that's what...
Sacred space. I can't be putting this non-sacred shit in there.
I feel like that's what's... I mean, listen, it's going to be a 20-year transit, so it's not going to be overnight, but I can feel
so glad I'll never have Pluto in my 6th.
Or in your 12th.
Oh, I will.
Oh, you will?
Pluto good. Yeah, I'll be fucking... 50.
Oh, it's Aries
60.
rising?
I'll be like hitting my second Saturn return. When Pluto comes into like my degree of the 12th. But when it
I'm
comes into Pisces,
excited,
I'll be 54.
But I mean, I won't say I'm excited, but I'm definitely going to use that transit in like how Jeffrey Rolfe Green says. Like, I'm like, I feel like you'll find me out there like talking to angels.
Seriously. That's like the best part about it.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm like...
You could turn your life like transcendental.
It's
with Pluto
literally connecting with Source.
Yeah.
Go, like
or
you kept saying.
Or you could spiral into a pit of despair.
No, that's been 40 years.
No, you're good
with that.
No, for you, I think it's heightening and intensifying spiritual awareness because you're already aware and thinking about it, so it's already...
Yeah, Lana, I have Pluto in the 6th and 12th. Well, I mean, listen, it's not going to fully be there until November of 2024, but Aquarius is my 6th house, and 12th house is Leo. Yeah. So as a Virgo rising, it's in my 6th, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as a Pisces sun, it's in my 12th. Yeah, it's a very interesting... God, and Saturn just left there. He was preparing me for Pluto. Yeah. So...
Libra...
Oh, yeah. Oh, they want to be loved and liked.
They do. A Libra would block itself from love by, like, not making a decision. Like, from waiting. Like, a Libra would maybe block themselves from love because they would be like... gosh, I really wish they would just ask me out on a date. Like, we get along so good, but like, I couldn't possibly make the first move. Like, they got to show more. They got to like invite me, you know?
Yeah.
So like, there could be love there, but a Libra might be too like passive to make a move on love. Unsure. Maybe weighing out so many options, like maybe Libra, because they are so social, they're talking to multiple people.
Right.
So instead of like maybe wanting to go in a relationship with one person, they're like, well, if I confess love to them, then I'll miss out on love from them. So like, really, they can never go to that full love with either because they won't pick a path. So I think Libra's, love block is often like indecision.
They just weigh shit out way fucking too long.
It's often indecisive or a passive enough, or passive, like where they won't assert themselves into a situation with love or romance that they want. So when really they do, they want it really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I've Libra moons I've done that, and it's like, not too, but not, but I'm sure Libra sun would be similar. Scorpio, what would be their block?
Oh, Scorpio will just like not let you in.
Yeah, and how?
A Scorpio love block would be like,
I'm into you. What?
They might be down to go on a date. They'll like manipulate you, and be like, yeah, I'll go on a date with you. I'll get some free food, some free dinner, show me around. Going for a first kiss? Oh. No, we're not there yet.
Oh.
So Scorpio can actually be too boundaried up and be like, no, you ain't getting this. No.
Or you gotta work for it.
Yeah.
You gotta work.
Or you gotta prove emotionally that you can go that deep with me. So Scorpios will make people work hard for it.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Some are down. Some are down. But I think a love block for Scorpio is that, like, look, like Leo's love, like Leo's their 10th house. Like, they'll make you earn it before you can get the love.
Yeah.
You better show up on time. You better treat me right. Better be time and time again. Prove your love to me.
Yeah.
Prove it. So they could block love by too many boundaries or walls, or not giving up enough of themselves. So Scorpio would keep too much buried and not express it or let it out. Too many hidden things that can also block love too.
Sag.
Oh, Sag?
What would a Sag do?
Sag is similar to Gemini. They'll just get bored.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Sag will be like, this isn't fun anymore. I don't feel like I'm free enough.
Right.
Sag will block a relationship because it'll stop them from where they want to go. So they might fall in love, but be like, well, I need to go do this, and this. And the relationship would be like, you're really going to go there? Who are you going with? I don't want to hear it. Like, Sag will be like, you're restricting me. I'm not playing that game. So for Sag, their love block is just feeling any kind of like trapped energy. They will block love immediately. No. Love blocked. I got places to go, world to see, things to do, things to experience. It's my journey. You're either coming with me or you're staying home by yourself.
Whoops.
Crazy Pisces. Oh, man.
Capricorn.
Capricorn will block love just by being too busy with their life to go be in love.
They're like a Virgo?
Yeah. Capricorn will be like, again, they'll block love by being too busy. I could get on a dating site.
Are they really busy?
Oh, in their mind they are. Maybe not, but in their mind they are. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. But they'll be like, too many responsibilities, too many things going on that there's no time. So a Capricorn will block love by their own mind, their own whatever, thinking that there's no time for that in their life. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time for love. You could always make time for love, right? A Capricorn would block their love by, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, they're too
I'm
busy.
way too busy. I got stuff to do. I'm like CEO. Like I'm running 3 companies and really they're just like managing like a fucking Sims 4 account. Way too busy for any kind of love.
Aquarius, I can't wait for this one.
Aquarius will block themselves.
They're too busy saving the collective.
Aquarius will block themselves by, maybe being too humanitarian, but probably just by being too weird. Aquarius will be so unique and weird and different that they'll actually fucking intimidate people. The people will be like, I don't know, like, all those tattoos and piercings. I can't talk to them. Like, what's up with the green hair? So Aquarians will be so eclectic and different, which can attract people in like a motherfucker too, so don't get me wrong. But by being so unique and so different and so yourself, that is something that can intimidate people and block love. But also I would say that Aquarians can block love kind of in a similar fashion as Leos, because they can almost be too like godlike in some ways. Aquarius can have a god like, what's that called?
Complex?
Yeah, a god complex. Mm-hmm. Like they're more intelligent. They understand things more. They're smarter. They see like Aquarius can almost be too disconnected from what's really going on or from other people, that people just are like, I don't know how to twist that knob.
I always see Aquarius do, like, all the Aquarian relationships I've seen of, like, friends or whatever, they're always with another air sign. They love Geminis.
Yeah, Libra too.
No, I see a lot of Aquarius Libra.
Aquarius literally can get along with any sign.
No, I know they can, but I'm just saying I see them in relationships with a lot of Gemini Libra. Or even Sag.
Yeah. A thing too, I mean, Aquarius need freedom, kind of like Sagittarius.
Yeah,
so another thing that they would block love too is if they feel too, like it's too much, they'll fucking scoot off. Like they'll be like, this is not, I'm trying to save the world here. I'm trying to further humanity, and like, I can't do that with you just smothering me. So that's another thing too, is aloofness, I think, is a love block for Aquarius. They can also get and receive people and emotions and love, but they will be like aloof to it. So like,
aloof is a good word.
So people are showing them love and appreciation, and Aquarius will act like nothing, like they're too cool to acknowledge it.
So
Aquarius actually can be almost too cool for love, and that's a love block, I think, for Aquarius.
Too cool for love. Did you say what Pisces was, or did we say that in the beginning? No,
we kind of talked about it in the beginning, but
yeah. I mean it's very similar to Cancer.
Yeah.
I would just say that Pisces block themselves by literally, it's like, what? It's, oh my God. It's not going to be this fucking manifest, this whatever I've painted. It's not going to be the Notebook? You're fucking kidding me.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pisces could romanticize and idealize a first date so much, even, that when the first date comes and their fantasy doesn't come true, they will block love in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
This is... Because they're like, they'll pull out the Virgo in their 7th house and be like, look, my vision and my dream for this went exactly in this order, and you were close. But these two things, I can't.
Yeah, like, well, I don't even think that
like, first of all, everything was great. Dinner was great. I like you.
You're not proposing to me on the first date.
But I really imagined you pulling up in a Mercedes, and this fucking Volkswagen just ain't the right type of German for me. Oh, I'm sorry.
God, I feel like that's more Libra.
Could be. But I mean, I think Pisces can go all over. I think they're a little bit of everything. So they can kind of go, it depends, like whatever they dreamt up.
Yeah, whatever right. Because, I mean, it could change daily. It could change.
Right.
Like,
Or they could set the standard for love so high because of that great ability to imagine and visualize.
They'll just be like, "Oh my God, this is my perfect person." Yet they have, a family.
They'll miss out on love right in front of their face because they just have this vision of what it is going to come into them. So
yeah, I mean, I tell you all the time, I'm like, I don't know what it would be. I don't know what it would be like to be any other sign, because I'm just like, isn't this how everybody sees the world?
Right.
Like, isn't this what?
And I feel the same.
Not everybody wants literally like, the Notebook and 50 Shades of Grey. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, right. That's like literally the light and the dark of like, it's going to be like that like every day.
I think,
right?
I think Leo and Pisces are actually probably, in my opinion, probably two of the hardest signs to love block. I think they both want love the most. Those two are probably like, they block love just by wanting or giving love too much or too intensely.
Sabotage.
Yeah, like
they can big self-sabotagers. All water signs, I feel, but yeah, no, definitely. Like,
or I mean, I guess a Pisces could like block love too by being too sensitive, too emotional too. Like, I mean, like say the date's going great and the dude does open the door, and like the Pisces always dreamed that somebody would open the door for them. Like they could like fucking shed a tear right there, and the person might be like, "I just opened your door." Like they're like an Aquarius. Like, I'm so confused. Like, can you just get in?
Okay, let's answer this last question, and then this Pisces needs to order some food. Stacy Rogers, thoughts for this Venus retrograde in Leo?
It's a Venus retrograde in Leo. No, it's a special retrograde in the sense that we have never had a Venus station in Leo in our lives. It's always stationed in Virgo, so it's changing the Venus star pattern. So there's a lot that goes into this that is changing our relationships and our values and so many, other levels. It's changing our Venus archetype that we've lived with. So that's a big deal. In terms of just Leo energy, I think it's going to, ideally, when all's said and done, strengthen our self-love, strengthen the relationship to ourselves, help us create based on our capacities and our confidence. And I think, bring a level of like kind of nurturing that we need when it comes to our masculine expression and how we be. So it's like when we muster up our courage, everything's going to come from a more, I think, a softer place, but a more potent place at the same time. And it's definitely something that's going to like recalibrate our love scales too. So the way that we give love and show love, I think is going to start to shift. It could be more emphasized in a more dramatic way, a more grandiose way at the same time. Again, maybe to self, maybe to others. But I think with Pluto going into Aquarius and then getting a Venus retrograde in Leo, it is a really good reminder that we still got to show ourselves a lot of love. We still got to empower ourselves through our courage, and there's no way to revolutionize this place over the next 20 years without, I think, these Venus retrogrades that we're going to see every 8 years. So we'll see 3 Venus retrogrades in Leo while Pluto's in Aquarius. So I think it is a big deal because by the end, everything is going to be we're going to have more value in ourselves and confidence in ourselves to express ourselves, which is going to be part of this revolution that we will see over the next 20 years. So I think it's dope, really. Like, fuck, to have Venus station in Leo instead of Virgo is great, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's a different energy.
Yeah, it's good. It's changing things up. I don't have anything negative to say about this Venus retrograde. I mean, it's going to recalibrate all of our feminine energy into more love, the expression of ourself, our creative potential. So yeah, I'm stoked for it. I wish that we got the Venus retrograde with the North Node in Taurus, because I think that would be a little bit more helpful. But the South Node will be disposited by Venus at that time. It'll be in Libra. So with
Good.
Pluto squaring the nodes. So I mean, again, like the way that we relate to others with our expression of love is going to change.
Yeah. Oh.
Big time. And go through, I think, like the final cherry on top kind of moment to help us with where things are heading and what the future is going to look like and what the world's going to start, changing to. It's going to shift relationships. I think more people are going to be more authentic.
Yeah.
In the end. So this Venus retrograde is going to help people be more authentically themselves and express themselves more powerfully in that light.
Absolutely. And then, yeah, it probably is, Lana, if it's happening in your 11th.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too.
I don't know what sign you're right.
Yeah, Venus stations at 20. I want to say 28, but for some reason I feel like it's 26. But I think it's 20.
I think you said 28. It's 20. Oh, I guess we can pull it up.
I mean.
Oh yeah, the degrees. Yeah, 20. It's 28 or 26. I mean, it's like on Regulus. It's on fucking. Or it's right by Regulus. Oh, it's gonna go.
It's 28, Leo.
It's gonna stop at.
I don't know why I was.
Her Venus is at 15, so isn't it gonna stop? It's gonna stop. It's gonna start like by Regulus, and then it'll stop. I think pretty much by your, yeah.
It goes to 12, Leo.
Oh, yeah. So where does it station?
12, Leo.
Oh, to 12.
Station's direct at 12, so 28 to 12.
It's gonna be on your South Node and my North Node.
All right.
Yeah, that could just bring in love, Lana. Unless that's a yikes. You'll probably meet a lover at your job.
It's a good recalibration. It's a good self-alignment time for love. I think we'll all have to realize what our value of love is on a deeper level, so that we can relate better and also empower ourselves to have that.
In between eclipse
season. I feel like
yeah.
I feel like it's going to make people know more about what they want romantically or how things are changing in that department with, maybe where the things are going. Just there's going to be a level of it that, romantics are just going to change. They're going to evolve.
That's all we can do.
A romantic nature. And it'll probably be a time where things get pretty dramatic too.
Aren't they already?
Well, Leo's very dramatic, and there could definitely be some dramatic relationship stuff going on. You'll know during this retrograde if you're in love or not.
That's for sure.
I don't know what to tell you. It'll be too obvious.
That is for sure. Oh, nice. Yeah. Strength in the unknown. I love that. Well, Stacy says, thank you both. Do you have a tip jar besides here on YouTube? I don't know, babe. Do you?
Yeah, there's my tip stuff in the description. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App.
Thank you.
You can tip there.
Stacy, yeah.
Or super chats, whatever you want to do. But appreciate the offer.
Yeah, thank you. And just thank you for everybody in the chat. Yes, give love wherever you are.
Sign up for the study group. If you want to be a part of it, starts on the 22nd. It's a Monday. I'm excited for that. However many people join, whatever. I'm excited just to see what, just to see how it goes. I'm so curious to see what people have in their chart and what we end up talking about, and to give my opinions and my wisdom on the matter, and then to hear other people's stuff. And I just think this could be a fun thing, and I don't think we could ever run out of topics to talk about. So that's exciting. And then 2, like, don't forget too, if you want to take part in my sale, the Eclipse 23 coupon is available until the end of the month, May 31st, for $100 off. So check that out.
Well, I love this. I had so much fun with all of you guys.
Yeah, that was,
and with you.
That was more fun than the chart. The chart readings were just getting a little like redundant.
Well, it was too. It was
which
just
I love doing, and I'm glad people enjoyed it.
But we need to sprinkle it in.
Yeah, we'll
you know what I mean? Yeah. So, thank you, and yeah, we're sending you guys good magical wherever this solar
and it's
eclipse.
The first, and Pisces told me.
Oh, I love that.
The first of the month, starting on a Monday,
I don't
is
know.
magical.
I think it's magical. This is what this Pisces
if the Pisces thinks it's magical,
I do.
I think we're gonna have to run with that.
I feel like the first on a Monday, that is like, yeah, you better just start whatever create and manifest whatever it's gonna be moving forward. Yeah, I don't know. I just love that it's on a Monday.
Cody,
the beginning of the week. You know, yeah. So I love that, but love you guys, and we'll
see you soon.
We'll see you guys. Oh yeah, for the happy solar eclipse, because that's when the 5th. Lunar.
But we won't be here.
Yeah. So we'll be back.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah, next week. So. Love you guys. Mwah! Much love and magic and sprinkles and fairy dust. And
Pisces
love you guys.
Love you guys.
Have a great day.
Bye.